The situation we are talking about is very serious and painful, and Nigerians deserve to clearly understand what is happening. Reports around the Kaduna train attack continue to raise strong emotions, especially with claims that armed groups demanded as much as 5 billion naira as ransom after many captives had already lost their lives. This is not just a story from the past. It is a reminder of how insecurity has affected real people, real families, and the entire country. As you listen to this, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any important updates, because stories like this affect everyone. That train journey was supposed to be simple and safe. People boarded the Abuja Kaduna train believing it was one of the most secure ways to travel. Some passengers were going to work, some were visiting family, some were students, and some were simply trying to return home. No one expected that the trip would turn into a life-changing tragedy. When the train was attacked, confusion followed immediately. Some passengers were injured, some escaped into the surrounding area, and many others were taken away against their will. From that moment, fear replaced normal life for many families. As days turned into weeks, families of those taken away waited for good news that did not come easily. Phone calls came with demands, pressure, and fear. At the same time, reports emerged that some captives did not survive. Hearing that lives were lost while others were still being held made the situation even more painful. Then came information that ransom demands had reached extremely high amounts, including figures like 5 billion naira. This shocked many Nigerians because it showed how bold and organized these groups had become. Please like this video and subscribe as we continue, because understanding this story properly is very important. What makes this situation even harder to accept is that many families involved were ordinary Nigerians. They were not wealthy people who could easily raise such huge amounts of money. Some reportedly sold property, borrowed money, or depended on help from relatives and friends. Others had no way to meet such demands at all. Every day became a struggle between hope and fear. This is the kind of emotional pain that does not disappear quickly. The issue also raised serious questions about national security. Many Nigerians began to ask how such an attack could happen on a major train route. People questioned the level of protection, the response time, and whether warnings were ignored. These questions are important because they are not about blame alone. They are about preventing similar tragedies in the future. When people lose confidence in public safety, it affects how they live, work, and travel. As you are listening, please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because your support helps us keep discussing issues that matter. Another major concern is how ransom demands have increased over time. What used to be smaller amounts in the past has grown into very large figures. This has made many people worry that insecurity is slowly becoming a profitable business for criminals. When this happens, more people are put at risk. It also places governments under pressure and leaves families feeling helpless. Nigerians are now debating whether paying ransom saves lives in the short term but creates bigger problems in the long term. The Kaduna train incident also affected how Nigerians see travel in general. Many people now avoid long-distance journeys if they can. Some prefer to travel only during the day, while others avoid certain routes completely. Even when security measures are announced, fear remains in the minds of many citizens. This shows how deeply such events affect society. Please like this video and subscribe as we move forward, because this discussion is far from over. Another painful aspect is the memory of those who did not return alive. When people talk about numbers, it can sound distant, but every life lost represents a family left behind. Parents lost children, children lost parents, and families lost breadwinners. These losses create long-term emotional and financial challenges that cannot be easily repaired. Many Nigerians believe that justice is necessary, not out of anger, but to bring closure and discourage future attacks. At the same time, there have been calls for better planning, stronger intelligence gathering, and improved protection of critical infrastructure. Trains, roads, and public spaces are meant to serve the people, not put them in danger. Experts often say that security is not only about force, but also about information, preparation, and quick response. Nigerians want to see improvements that are practical and visible. Please do not forget to like this video and subscribe, because staying informed is one way we all contribute to change. As this story continues to be discussed, it serves as a warning. It reminds everyone that insecurity does not affect only one region or group. It affects the entire nation. It impacts the economy, national image, and everyday peace of mind. People want to feel safe moving from one place to another without fear. This is why many Nigerians continue to talk about the Kaduna train incident even now. It represents more than one attack. It represents a turning point in how people view safety and responsibility. The demand for huge ransom amounts, combined with the loss of lives, shows the seriousness of the situation. As we continue, it is important to keep reminding ourselves that this story is not just about headlines, it is about real people and real consequences. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel as we go on, because this discussion is important for every Nigerian, no matter where you live. One thing that stood out strongly after the Kaduna train incident was the level of fear it introduced into daily life. People who used to travel freely suddenly began to rethink their plans. Some cancelled trips, some postponed important journeys, and others completely avoided certain routes. This fear did not come from imagination. It came from seeing that something once considered safe could suddenly become dangerous. That kind of shock stays with people for a long time. Families of the victims continued to speak quietly but painfully about what they went through, waiting for phone calls, checking messages constantly, hoping for good news, and preparing themselves for bad news at the same time. That emotional pressure is something many Nigerians may never fully understand unless they experience it themselves. Some families described sleepless nights and constant anxiety. Life, for them, stopped being normal. Please like this video and subscribe as we continue, because this story is still teaching us many lessons. Another issue Nigerians talked about was trust. Trust in systems, trust in safety promises, and trust in leadership. When people believe that public transport is protected, they relax. When that belief is broken, rebuilding it takes time and consistent action. Many Nigerians began to ask whether enough had been done before the incident and whether enough was being done after it. These questions are not meant to create anger, but to encourage improvement. There were also discussions about communication during crisis. Some families complained about slow or unclear information. In times like this, clear communication can reduce panic and help people understand what is happening. When information is missing, rumors grow and fear becomes worse. This is why many Nigerians now insist that transparency is very important during security challenges. As you are listening, please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because staying informed helps everyone make better decisions.